when I was coaching baseball at Glenbard East back in the day in the 90s, I took over a program that wasn't very good. And, you know, 7th, 8th place in our conference every year. But it was one of those programs where you felt like, man, there's more talent here. Like, we should be better. It was like a frustrating program. So it was a little exciting to take it over because you felt like, hey, man, if we can kind of get this together, we could be a lot better. It was sort of a country club, and we didn't work very hard, and the kids thought they were really good, and you're like, did you see the 8th place finish there, boys? I'm not sure how good we are, right? And so I took it over and, you know, started tightening the screws a little bit, and we started working really hard, and we were running on the track, and some of these kids are looking at me like I'm crazy, like, hey, coach, it's a baseball team, isn't it? We're not on the track team, are we? Why are we running track? But they sort of started to get it, right? Like, hey, let's learn to work hard. Let's get mentally tough. Let's get physically tough. All except one boy. And this guy was my best player. He'd been a all-conference player the previous 2 years. He'd been on the varsity since sophomore year. So, you know, he'd been a star. He didn't need Coach Pat. He already was a star, right? And he just kind of looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you know, what's going on here that we're doing all this crazy stuff? I'm already all DVC. I don't need you, man. I'm going to play college baseball. And he was. He's a good player. And he slowly started to come around. And 2 days before the season started, he said to me, he said, hey, Coach, he goes, I get it. I think I get what you're doing here. I said, what's that, Bobby? He said, well, you know, you're kind of working us hard, so we kind of get physically tougher and mentally tougher. And that so, you know, late in games we'll stay with it, and we won't crack under pressure, and guys won't be selfish, and it'll be about the team. And I was like, yeah, dude, good. You're with me. That makes a lot of sense. And I said, yeah. And he goes, puts his arm around me. We're walking off the practice field. He says, yeah, Coach, it feels pretty good, man. It feels like we're on the right track. And I said, yeah, you know, it does. Now, I've never coached a varsity game in my life. I've been the freshman coach. Now, I've been a big Division I baseball player, but doesn't mean you're a great coach, right? And I was a good freshman level coach, coaching against, you know, other people's algebra teachers, right? You know, and I knew baby, it's like, congratulations, Coach Pat, you're awesome. Like, you know, these guys who are varsity coaches are like real baseball guys. So, you know, I'm not sure. I'm like, am I a real baseball guy? So Bobby turns to me and says, yeah, hey, Coach, it feels really good. He goes, I just have one question for you. And he wasn't being a smart guy. He said, hey, Coach, what if we still suck? And he wasn't kidding. And he was really saying, what if we put all this work in and we're still not really good? And now here's a kid who's already been on the varsity for 2 seasons and endured some real, you know, pain. Right? And it's a long season at 35 games when you're losing 20 or 25 of them, right? That's a long season. And I turned to him, and I don't know if this was like an inspired moment for me, but I turned to him and I said, hey man, I said, I wish I could tell you I knew we were going to win, you know, 25 games this year and set a school record, which we did, by the way. But I said, I don't know, man. I said, it feels like we're doing the right things. I think we got a pretty good team. I think I know what I'm doing, coaching, but here's the deal, dude. I never coached a varsity game. We've never played together as a team. I said, but man, that's what life's about. Life's about going for it, even when you don't know the outcome. Because I said, here's what I can tell you, Bobby. I do know what the outcome will be if we do it the other way. You've seen that movie twice, right? It's called Sophomore and Junior Year, okay? I wish I could tell you for sure this is going to work, okay? Like these guys from Kankakee and stuff. You don't know, but you go for it, okay? And that's what life's about, okay? And that's what we want to communicate to our kids. When we get caught on, I'm only going to try things that I am 100% sure are going to work, well then there's a whole bunch of stuff that is out there and opportunity that we're too scared to try.